Hey guys, I wanted to show you guys this little red deck I've thrown together. My friend told me about it, at least the concept. This is definitely not the list that you'll get if you look up the name Boss Sligh, because I have no clue what it means. I didn't do any research into what the actual name is, what it's referencing. You could call this a red deck wins because it's a red deck and it wins, but it's just not that. I don't know. Somebody, everyone else would probably call it a red deck wins. It'd be like, well, it's red deck and wins, but I don't call it that. I call it goblins and friends because my goblins do the most work and they just kind of have support from everyone else. So we'll just get right into the deck list. We have 4 Foundry Street Denizens. He is the big heavy hitter of the deck. Because we're dropping all these other red creatures, so he just gets fat really quick. Next we have 4 Rakdos Cacklers. Very obvious why those are in here. Acuin Crusader. I love him in combo with Foundry Street Denizen because you have all these spells down here to heroic him, make him really, really big, really quick, and he in turn makes Foundry Street Denizen really big, really quick. Next we have 4 Legion Loyalists, another Goblin, 1/1 Hasty, and Battalion for First Strike, Trample, can't be blocked by tokens. And he is a favorite card of mine. I've had uh, I've had 2 playsets of him since Gatecrash came out because 1, my girlfriend's a Boros fanatic, and 2, I love him so much I put him in my Rakdos deck, and it got really mean really fast. He's great for us because this deck wants to win on turn 4. Out of the 30 times I sat there in an hour, I sat for an hour in my living room solitaring this 30 times. And so each match lasted 2 minutes. 90% of the time we win on turn 4. 2% of the time we win on turn 3. It actually goes fast enough. The other 8% of the time is split between turn 5, turn 6. Maybe we got a little more land that we should have instead of the cards to play. But turn 4 is where it's at. And so in standard right now we got mono blue, mono black, and Esper Control to deal with. And they all like to have tokens. So does Junk Constellation, which is my biggest fear for this deck, should this not go fast enough for them. They all have tokens on turn 4, or somewhere around there, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, when we should be ending the game. And so they put out those tokens. It's usually a wall for most decks. For us, we swing past them with Legion Loyalists, so that's why you have to have him. 4 Titan Strength. This is extremely necessary to go fast. It heroics Acuin Crusader. It gets 4 damage in on turn 2. And you get to scry, so you get to get rid of those pesky lands you don't need. Because with this deck you can literally win, optimistically, about 5 of those 30 games I played, I won with just 1 land. So you really need 2. 2 is all the most you need to go off. Getting 3 and 4 isn't bad because with Dragon Mantle, which we're about to talk about, you draw cards. You draw more cards, so your hand actually stays full. But should it not, you want to be able to scry those lands away to get to the cards you actually need to play. So 4 Dragon Mantles. It's 1 red to give something fire breathing and draw a card. So I've had this combo really well. I usually set up Foundry Street Denizen, then a Crusader and a Dragon Mantle on top of that Crusader, and so that gets me a token. Foundry Street goes up twice, and it helps us draw maybe that second land that we need. I've had times where it's like turn 3, I still only have one land, so I'll Dragon Mantle to draw a card, and that's that other land, so then I can play another 1-drop. And it helps you get to the lands when you need them, and the Scry helps you get away from them when you don't need them. Dynacharge, I have 2 of those in here. Pretty much a red giant growth. That's a little weak for a giant growth. But it has an overload cost of 3, which is really cheap, and we're going to have all these creatures out. Acheron Crusaders, flipping them out every turn. So being able to do that, Dynacharge is actually the reason I won one of those turn 3 games, because I made my 4 dudes either 5 or 3 power on turn 3, and I already had them down to 12, so I just swung 1. Madcap skills, got 4 of those. Definitely necessary. They go off really fast. The most common thing you see with Madcap skills is a Rakdos Cackler, because Rakdos Cackler fits into black, fits into red, and Madcap skills just goes on it, makes it a 5/2 on turn 2, can't be blocked by 2 more creatures. So unless they have this really wicked deck where on turn 2 they have more than 1 creature, maybe they burn entry, your Cackler isn't getting blocked. So turn 2 you're getting in 5 damage, turn 3 you might make them take 10 at that point in the game if they don't have an answer for it. They don't have a kill spell or a D-Sphere or something to get rid of it. I don't even know. There's so much removal for it, but if they don't, it takes 1/4 of their health away every time you swing with it. So Madcap skills is definitely necessary. Next we have 4 lightning strikes. Like I said, we're trying to win by turn 4. So all the things between turn 1 and turn 4 have to stay off the field so that we can get through with our creatures. So this is the exact amount of spot removal we need to get rid of Burning Tree Emissaries, stuff like that that's just in the way. And it's also great for finishing blow. Most of the time on turn 4, we're taking our 4th swing at them, 4th or 3rd, depending if we got a hasty guy out. We're taking our 3rd swing at them, and that usually brings them down into lightning strike range. So you pretty much swing and then win, or you swing and do a little combat trick with Dynacharge or Titan Strength, or Blood Rush, which we'll talk about very soon, and win. So that's why we need Lightning Strike. 4 Fire Fist Strikers, I'm not so sure about him. I want another can't block mechanic in here other than Madcap skills. So I put him in for now. I'm thinking about post-rotation, because this is right now, M15 pre-release was last night. Unfortunately didn't get to attend, but we're getting Foundry Street Denizen back, and keeping most of these because they're from Theros, but we're losing Fire Fist Striker, so I'm thinking about putting in Muggings, Arena Athlete, which is Fire Fist Striker with Heroic instead of Battalion, or the Red Strive card that I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called. That 1 red for each creature to make them not block. And I can't remember if it's creatures you don't control or just creatures, because if it is just creatures, that would actually make me excited. I can target my own Acheron Crusader with it and get another dude. And it's like, I'm attacking, so whoop-de-doo with my Acheron Crusader can't block. I'm really hoping that's the way it's worded. I haven't seen it. It's uncommon from Journey to Nyx, and I haven't delved into Journey into Nyx at all. Very few cards I have from Journey into Nyx. I've just seen in my friends' stuff and gotten from them because they fit into my deck. Lastly is 4 Rubble Belt Makas. Now the lists you'll probably see if you look up for Boss Sligh only ever run 2. I run 4 because it's a red giant growth and late game problems. If you get out of the Alpha Strike short range and you have to go mid range, Um, Claying it is actually better than blood rushing it. So it's 4 for a 3/3, but if you're getting that sticky of a situation, you kind of have to. So I'd rather have some more backup, and it also blood rushes really quick. So if you didn't catch the count, that's 42 cards. We've got 18 mountains. Also, another thing you'll find is most people are running 17 mountains and a mutable. If you can't tell from the cards I have here, this is not Boss Sligh that they have on Star City Games. This is very, very budgeted. The most expensive card in here, I think, is Legion Loyalist, actually. Um, so, well, I have promo cacklers, so they're more expensive than the Legion Loyalist, but if you had actual cacklers, they'd be cheaper than the Legion Loyalist. So, this deck is really cheap. I haven't actually looked up the price for it, but I'm going to cut to a few sample hands of this deck so you can see how fast it goes, and I'll have looked up the price and the name for that Strive card when we cut to it. Alright, so shuffle the deck all together, and let me just show you a sample hand. This is what I got. I got a Mountain, Foundry Street Denizen, 3 Rakdos Cacklers, a Dynacharge, and a Madcap Skills. Now this is a decent hand to keep, because we got 1 Foundry Street Denizen, Cacklers, and the Dynacharge. We're gonna, by the time we play all those, we're gonna draw into the Mountain for the Madcap Skills, so we're not gonna worry about it. And we're gonna consistently drop red creatures for Foundry Street Denizen to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're not gonna worry about mulliganing that. It's a pretty decent hand. Not the best hand. It's not the perfecto, but it's good. So just to play this out, I have a life counter here. I'm just going to simulate my opponent's life total to show you guys how fast this goes. So we're on turn 1. We're going to Mountain, Foundry Street Denizen. Go to turn 2. We drew a Lightning Strike. We're going to Cackler, Unleashing, of course. He goes to 2. So on turn 2, they're at 18, assuming. So we're going to untap, draw. We drew a Mountain. So now we're going to go 2 more Cacklers Unleashed. That puts him to 3, and 2 is 5. So now they're at 13 on turn 3. Untap for turn 4. We drew a Titan Strength. So now we have Titan Strength, Lightning Strike, Dynacharge, Madcap Skills. They're at 13, and we have 7 swingable damage. So at this point, I would probably Titan Strength and Dynacharge something. Whatever they, whenever you swing or whatever they block, because this is turn 4, so we have to assume they have something out that can block. They've already seen our Denizen go up really fast, and they don't know what else we have in hand to play. They don't want to see him go up any bigger. Plus, our Cacklers can't block, so they're not going to worry about once. You know, should they be untapped of us blocking with them. They're probably going to block the Denizen. So we're just going to assume he dies, but we're going to Titan Strength on one of our Cacklers, scrying 1. It's a Mountain. We don't really need that. We want to get to something better. So that's 9 at them. That puts them to 4. And Dynacharge, since we didn't see anything on top that we want to save for, that puts them down to 2. We have a Lightning Strike in hand, so like I said, this is turn 4, and turn 5 we're going to Lightning Strike for game, but we're going to see what we get. It's a Mountain, so we would Lightning Strike for game on turn 5. Assuming we're not going against like really heavy control or somebody who removed all those creatures. Even if they did, we had a Madcap Skills and a Lightning Strike. We had a Dragon Mantle coming up, a Rubble Belt Maka, and more land. So we would have been able to pump our creatures decently well. that would not have been a problem for us. Um, I don't really have a sideboard for this yet. All I'm thinking about is more specific, different kinds of spot removal, magma jets, to get rid of early blockers, like Soldier of the Pantheon. He's not really a problem for me, but he's not nice. Beast main lions, um, you know, I deal one to them. They're gonna block with their 3/3 because I only have 1/1s, and they're gonna be like, okay, block, and then I can exile them before they get to go monstrous, indestructible, hexproof. So yeah, that's something I want in there because it's a 1-drop. I want skull cracks just in case I go against people who are running fog cards, people who are running a really fast life gain. My white-black deck gains life pretty fast, and can get out of hand, so I need stuff like that to keep them from that. It's also another finishing blow of 3 damage. The card with Strive that I was talking about is called Blinding Flare, uncommon from Journey to Nyx. And it does say any number of target creatures, so I can target my own Acumen Crusader with that, which is really nice for me. At least I think it will be. Also, I totaled just the cards in the deck, not including the 18 mountains. It costs $16.16 for all of these cards, assuming you get regular Rakdos Cacklers. And that is the mid price from TCG Player for all those cards. So assuming you go low price, it's going to be significantly less. This deck can beat any intro pack, and it costs less than an intro pack. If that gives you any kind of balling on a budget idea of what this deck can do for how cheap the cards are. Hopefully the cards don't spike in price right before they go out, but that's how it goes. Alright, so we're going to play another hand. We got 2 mountains, a Fire Fist Striker, a Lightning Strike, Dynacharge, another Lightning Strike, and a Rakdos Cackler. This is another good hand to keep, because we get a Cackler turn 1, some extra removal if we need it, and Fire Fist Striker early on, so that by the time we're playing all these creatures later, he's swinging so they can't block. So we're going to keep turn 1, Cackler Unleashed, draw. We're going to go, we drew another Fire Fist Striker, so 2 for a Fire Fist Striker. Turn 2, they're at 18. Untap, draw. This is turn 3. We drew a Titan Strength. Now this is where we would either decide if we need to get something out of the way, play another Fire Fist Striker to get set up, or we can Dynacharge and Titan Strength and get in there really fast, really quick. I'm thinking that because we can scry with a Titan Strength and maybe get something more like another Rubble Belt Maka or something like that would help us out instead of the cards in our hand. So we're going to get in there for 4, assume they go to 14, Titan Strength, assume they go to 11, scry 1, it's a land, we don't really want that, even though we do have Dynacharge in hand, and that 3rd mountain would give us the overload cost. I'm not going to worry about that just yet, because we're probably just going to play it at this point and see if we can beat them down with these Lightning Strikes and our Fire Fist Strikers. So Dynacharge, assume they go to 9. So untap, this is turn 4. We got a Foundry Street Denizen. That's a decision. They're at 9. I'd probably attack for 4. Assume they go to 5. This is turn 4, so Fire Fist Striker. And turn 5, we drew a mountain. We've got 6 swingable damage and 2 things that say they can't block. So on turn 5, assuming you're going against like a mono black or mono blue, something along that lines, they're gonna have like a Thassa out or Pack Rat tokens out. Things you don't want to see. They might even have a Desecration Demon out. And you're not going to sack to tap it, you're just going to make him not block. So two of their dudes can't block, their Thassa ain't going to block, and whatever else they have. Their Frostburn Weird ain't going to block. So we could assume that if this went like this, we'd win on turn 5. And even if only 2 damage got through, maybe they killed one, blocked the other, 2 damage got through, we have 2 lightning strikes in hand to deal that last 3 damage. So it's either this turn or the next turn we would win anyway, turn 5 or turn 6 on that hand. Next we have Madcap Skills, Rebel Belt Maka, and a Mountain. So we were about to go off hard, even if we didn't make turn 5, 6, turn 7, or turn 8 would have hurt really bad for them, even if we only had 1 creature out. So, to get an idea of how fast this deck goes, we'll do one more, just for the sake of it. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we have 3 Mountains, an Acheron Crusader, a Rakdos Cackler, a Dynacharge, and a Dragon Mantle. I really like this hand, actually. Because we got things to target Acheron Crusader without. We get a lot of tokens flooding the battlefield. Also, Dragon Mantle lets us draw an extra card. And since we have 3 Mountains, even if we don't draw into any other good cards, and we just draw into land, we're going to be able to fire breathing Acheron Crusader really hard into their face. Plus the Dynacharge, since we have 3 land, we're going to make all these little tokens that we have, which is probably going to be like 2 or 3. I say all these little tokens, about 2 or 3 3/1s on turn 3. So this is going to be really interesting. Turn 1, we want to put down that Acheron Crusader. Untap draw. We got a Titan Strength. That's really good because now we can go Mountain, Dragon Mantle it, get a token, draw a card. We got a Legion Loyalist. Now that's a choice there, but we're going to put him down. Next turn, we're probably actually going to Dynacharge turn 4. We're going to instead, well, Dragon Mantle, Titan Strength, get another token, scry 1. We got Acheron Crusader on top. I want to take a chance on maybe getting a different thing other than another Acheron Crusader, because we don't have anything more to target with. We just want to go with the one we have right now. So this is turn 2, attacking for 3 with these guys. And we're going to assume they're at 17. Turn 3, we draw, we got a Mountain. That's kind of okay. We're going to play it, and we're going to go Legion Loyalist, Rakdos Cackler, and spend our last one to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage at them. They're at 12 on turn 3. Turn 4, we draw. We got a Rebel Belt Maka. This is great because we have 3 for Dynacharge to overload it and a Rebel Belt Maka to give something, whatever doesn't get blocked, even stronger. So we are probably going to go Dynacharge. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then whatever we Rebel Belt Maka, that's 20 damage to their face on turn 4. That puts them at -8. That is the turn 4. That's one of the most common turn 4 wins that I get. Not necessarily with Dynacharge, but something along the lines of a lot of Madcap Skills or a lot of Rebel Belt Makas. I spend this 4 mana, to Titan Strength, Rebel Belt Maka, make things really huge. Whatever they don't block, make really huge, and you win. Dynacharge helps a lot though, because as you can see, we have 5 creatures on the battlefield, so 5 times 2 is 10 extra damage we're getting in on top of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we're getting in. It's pretty gross. I'll tell you that. If you ran this deck, you ran presumably, I'm just eyeballing what the low prices would be compared to mid. You run a $10 deck at F&M that wins on turn 4, people would probably get angry at you. I ran a little white-black knees deck a couple Fridays ago, and I only lost once, and that was to Red Devotion, Mono Red Devotion. So you can tell how fast red is because I lost to it, and you also tell how annoyed people get when you run a really low budget deck with all these little tiny creatures and win turn 4, turn 5. They get annoyed. So it's kind of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, if you have suggestions for the sideboard, I'd appreciate it. If you just have suggestions for the deck overall, some cards I maybe overlooked that are still budget that I might have lying around in my commons and uncommons, let me know on those. Especially Journey to the Nyx cards, I haven't looked at those. So if you know of any good Journey to the Nyx cards or M15 cards that would go great in here, let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.